Hello guys, welcome back to another video. We're all riding the Erling Haaland hype train and I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see just how good this guy could be in a Manchester City shirt. He's absolutely phenomenal and he's got his first 2 goals today. And he's welcomed himself to the Premier League in a beautiful fashion. Honestly, this guy is an absolute monster. And he's a flop apparently. You know, the guy's going to do absolutely fuck all. He's just a Bundesliga tax. He's not going to score. He's going to get injured and flop and blah, blah, blah. No, actually, he's going to score a ton of goals because he is a world-class player who knows one thing, and what one thing that he knows is goals. Essentially, is goals. And of course, he started today in imperious fashion, but I am not even remotely surprised. This is the Fan View Live. If you don't know what this is, basically, this is where I chat to you guys on the video stream and so on. Let me just put a link now in the chat. 1 second, let me Joey have your say. Basically, what I try and do here is chat to you guys, and it's for members and patrons. So if you want to have a chat to me, become a patron or a member, you'll find the link if you're a member on the community tab over on YouTube. Or patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany if you're a patron. You'll find it on the blog post over there. And you can have a chat with me live about that game. It's my way basically kind of giving it back to people who remember and so on, having a bit of chat with them. And I cannot wait to see what you guys have to say. I've already got Scott waiting, I've got Louis, and I've got a Tenzin waiting as well to have a bit of a chat. I'm looking forward to seeing what those guys think. And I mean, yeah, it could be you as well. Get your webcam, or whatever. If you're a patron or member, and have a chat with me, and it'll be good and fun. It'll be lovely to see. So I'll run through the game a tiny bit beforehand. I do want to quickly say, by the way, I've got a little bit of competition. I'm working with football prizes. It ends in 24 hours. There's a shirt, a signed Calvin Phillips 2023 Manchester City home shirt. There's also a Gundogan signed and framed City montage and the official 2023 away shirt to be won. You can enter now for just $3.95. The competition ends tomorrow. The link is in the description below. If you want to win a signed Calvin Phillips frame shirt, why wouldn't you? Because Calvin Phillips is absolutely wonderful. 24 hours to go. Click the link in the description below. And there's only like 50 people have entered so far, so it's a good chance to win that if you want to. Let me do a little bit of editing now just to line up the Fan View Live people and get them on, because it'd be good to have a chat to them. And I don't think they're over here yet. Let's have a look. Let me jump over here. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. What am I doing? Let me get them on screen right now. I'm going to bring them on in a second or two. I just need to work out some editing. And they'll be here with us, and it'll be good fun. Right, I'm going to add in Scott. If Scott's there, give him a second or two. But Scott, are you jumping on? Don't worry, you're not on stream right now, mate. I'm just editing it right now and kind of getting you nice and lined up and so on, as I usually do. If you're ready, I think he is ready. Are you ready to jump on, man? Give me a thumbs up if you are. All good. So let me go back over to here to Scott now. Scott, my friend, how are you doing? It's
you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you nice and clear, mate. And we've just watched an Erling Haaland masterclass. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah.
The hype's real, mate. The hype's real. That's just a happy Scott anyway. You look very happy.
Oh man, it was so sick. I mean, it's just the start of it. It's the best way to say it.
This is the start. Where does it end? Like, how good is this guy gonna be?
I was talking to somebody, and I don't think they did this, but I was wondering if maybe they had something lined up where like part of him coming was like, hey, we'll let you take all the penalties. We don't care. Type of thing. Although Mahrez is good, but
no, he's a better penalty taker, Haaland. He's the striker, and I think Mahrez is only getting the penalties because no one else wanted him, wasn't he? He absolutely, he's taking.
And that goes into like the, scoring so many goals, a season and being so prestigious is like, if you're the penalty taker, I mean, that's just right there. That's a goal a game. I mean, from that, he's already at 1 goal a game to start with the season. Then he scores another one, 2 goals a game.
How many
already.
Penalties did we get last season? I wonder. Probably about 12 or 13 or something like that. I would guess. Probably not even that many. Someone's going to find out for us in the chat. Let me know in the chat. But either way, Manchester City, we've not had a reliable penalty taker for a while now. We've had a few that have been decent, but nothing on the level of Yaya or Balotelli or even Milner at one point. The Aguero early record as well was good, but then it dropped off a little bit. But either way, I guess we all know Erling's going to get an awful lot of chances, isn't he?
Yeah, it says that. It says it in 2021-22, according to FOTMOB.com, we got 9 penalties.
9. Well, there's probably, who knows, we might even get more. But either way, there's 10 goals a season there from potential, isn't he? At least from penalties alone.
Basically, yeah.
Like, what impressed you about Haaland today, personally?
Just his movement. I think, that's the second goal really just shows you, like the speed he has is just next level. I mean, once people start to get into the open field with him, they're gonna really start to understand. I mean, every week. I mean, you can always. I mean, I don't know who all watch the Bundesliga very much, but like I'm guessing not a ton of people. I mean, I personally don't, and I love soccer or
No, I mean,
football both.
yeah, same, mate. I love it, but I don't watch the Bundesliga because I haven't got time to. I
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
but carry on, man.
His speed on that second goal, it was just to see how much space he created from the I believe it was their left central defender was just insane. And then I mean he's wide open with the entire goal open. You just have to put a curler outside on the far post and it's almost impossible to save. I mean,
Just
I expect to see a lot more of that this season, to be
same, man.
honest.
I tweeted during the game and I maintain it. Like, the two goals we scored today are probably two goals that we don't score last season. And the first one is the penalty, of course, we might score, but it's because he makes that run, and it's the acceleration in those short spaces to get to that pass from Gundogan, to make the run in the first place, and then round the keeper and win the penalty, and then score the penalty. I don't think anyone else in our team really does that last year because they're not in that same space. But then the second one, look, I love Jesus and Sterling, but the amount of times you saw him go for a goal and pause and stop and just, not finish those one-on-ones, it's distinctly Erling, isn't it? That's what I mean. That's what makes
Yeah,
him so
just
special.
instant. You knew he was gonna score. I brought one of my friends who isn't a huge fan of football, and I mean he doesn't mind it, but he just doesn't watch it all the time. And I brought him to watch it, and he was like, as soon as I saw him get the ball, I knew that was gonna be a goal, and it's
Yeah.
just like you could tell. I mean, he just instantly had himself set up. He was already looking to shoot perfect. Like he knew what he wanted to do instantly. There
We've
was
not
no
we've not had that for a
hesitation.
while, have we? Really, like since Aguero, essentially, like that level of
No.
clinicism, it's
Yeah.
it's frightening. Like, I mean,
It's the lack of hesitation. It's the knowledge. Sterling's a great player. Jesus is a great player, but there was always that like just 1 second, half a second pause
yeah.
that they would have sometime that would that's make it or break it in a game sometimes.
And that's it. Obviously, at the highest level, when the Premier League is as good as it is, and whatever, like that pause can be everything. And the amount of times we saw waste those chances, look, it showed today my idea that we don't need as many chances to win games is probably true. Hopefully, if we have Haaland, and
You just need a clinical finisher.
yeah, it's so satisfying. I'm so relieved. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it, man. But there were obviously 10 other players on the pitch there today as well. Like, who else impressed you in this victory?
I saw you guys going off about Rodri. I think Rodri, yeah. I mean, for the past I don't know how many games has been extremely solid. I think Ederson for having gotten blasted in the face. I mean, I think that's pretty. I mean, he did well.
He
I
was
mean, it
good.
was an offsides. Yeah, there was an offsides chance that they had where it would have been offsides no matter what, but he still got down. He made the great save. He didn't have much, trouble today by any means, but I thought that was. I mean, he looked like he was ready and he looked like he was on his toes. I would say Grealish looked pretty good, but I mean, he just looked good. I mean, him and Holland seemed to have a good connection too. There's one ball where Holland headed it over the
Yeah, it would have been his
post
hat trick,
where he
wasn't
made
it?
that. Yeah, he made a front post run, and I think Grealish played a great ball. I think he just didn't get the head on it that we needed to get the goal, but that was great. I think he did great there, and Foden looked good. I mean, to be honest, I think all the guys looked pretty solid. I didn't see anybody.
No, I agree.
I mean, yeah, there's a couple of daft touches every once in a while, but I mean
Yeah.
that's normal and early in the
I mean, the
season.
most
So
important thing is how you react as well. And I think we defended really well when those little mistakes were made. Guardiola said today Kyle Walker was exceptional, maybe one of the best games he's played since they've been together, which is
yeah,
massive praise. Massive praise.
yeah,
Like, I guess the best Kyle Walker ones is where you don't notice him, if you know what I mean, where he's just
yeah,
like immensely on it. He just shuts down the whole side of the pitch, doesn't he, Kyle Walker?
yeah. That's the thing is like I think a lot of people take. I don't know if a lot of people do, but that's somebody that I've been thoroughly like. That's a very key part of our team. Anytime he's been injured, I've been like, oh man, that's
Yeah.
concerning because like he's just solid. You don't worry about that side. If somebody even, I mean, if somebody's going to get a run on that side, he can beat them as far as just getting in between him and the goal. Maybe
Yeah,
not
of
even
course.
getting the ball, but like just getting in between him and the goal, giving us time to get back and cover each other is just it's so valuable to have a person with that type of pace and
And he's
just also
today
endurance.
he was sat essentially. It was we played when we had the ball. Cancelo and Walker essentially tucked in alongside Rodri, and like Rodri did. Walker at times was playing as a defensive midfielder, but he was excellent. Like it's like people talk about like Pep not just spending money or whatever, but like look at Walker now compared to when he joined Man City. He's a different player. He's an entirely
For
different
sure.
player. Like his composure on the ball. It's just good. It's excellent now. Like he used to be probably the least technical player in our side, but he's just
Hmm.
so composed, man. Like his growth as a player, as a footballer, he's just unflappable now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's gotten quite a bit better, but I think that also just goes for, like how, and I think it might come under Pep or whatever and what he requires of the people. But when you have all your teammates also working for you just as hard, it really does help you as far as maintaining that type of consistency and being able to, better yourself. I mean, when
Yeah.
you have people who are working hard to get into those open positions, like it does make it easier to obviously pass to those people because they're working their butts off to get to the end of the touch line and make sure they're as wide as possible.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. I mean, obviously, did you catch Liverpool drop some points as well? I know it's so early on. It's like one game in, but like, it's hard not to look at that now, isn't it, and be like, "Oh, that's encouraging," because it's
No,
just it's a slog, isn't it? These seasons they
it's
are going to. That will be a. I mean, Liverpool fans will feel a little bit downbeat after that game, won't they? I
I
reckon.
watched that whole game yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean,
same man. Yeah,
that's yeah. I mean, and I saw, yeah. I mean, I would love even like a watch along for that game. I think somebody else did one, but I mean, that was a great game, and that's the thing that I love about the Premier League. Being from the States, like not a lot of sports have the type of even our professional. I don't believe. Our MLS here, I don't really pay too much attention to it. I prefer the lower leagues here, but the MLS, I'm pretty sure has like a championship style, like
yeah,
not championship as in here in England, but like like playoff style type of championship.
yeah.
And that's the thing that makes it exciting here is we've had two in England. You've had 2 seasons now where two of the best teams only were separated by 1 or 2 points. So like these games really do matter all the way in
Hugely.
August,
They absolutely do.
and
Like you could
I
sense
was
it.
just as excited yesterday as I was I mean, obviously not once the 75th minute hit on the last game of the season last year, but like I was just as tuned in. I mean, I was all about it. I was like, come on, Fulham, I want to see this happen. Like I was excited.
No,
It's the best league
exactly,
in the
man.
world.
Like right now, obviously, with the levels being as high as they are, and Liverpool being as great as they are, and once again, as you said, like 1 point has been winning the league for us. Like these already at the start of the season. It sounds crazy to think about it, but Liverpool fans will be a little bit like, what you want to do often when you beat an opponent, you crush the spirit a little bit, don't you? And like there's an
Yeah,
element of like if they already feel like they're behind and playing catch up, look, it'd probably be fine. They'll probably jump ahead as some. I don't know.
yeah,
Obviously, we'll drop points and they
they're
will, and so on.
professionals. Yeah,
But
they know.
that's any little chance to kind of
To
stick.
us, it's the
Yeah,
big thing. To us as the fans, it's huge. As a professionals, I expect Liverpool to go out and do their thing. They're a great side, and that's part of what makes the Premier League is amazing. Is Liverpool versus Man City, in my opinion, right now is some of the most exciting football you can watch.
but we are
So
ahead of them. We're ahead of them by 2 points. It's only a start, but it's very, very good. Scott,
that's
mate.
right.
Scott, I'm going to jump on to Louis, but thank you so much for coming on, pal.
Yep.
Absolute
Thank you,
legend. I'll
man.
catch you very, very, very soon. See you in a bit, mate.
Yep.
Uh, Once again, don't forget, if you want to have a chat, you are a member already. So I know there's members in the chat. If you want to and you don't know where to go, like for example, Charlie's there as well in the chat, who's a member. You can go into community tab and have a chat with me if you want to. You'll see the link over there. It takes you to StreamYard when you got to bring your webcam in and all that kind of stuff. And same on Patreon if you want to have a waffle to me about that game, because it was very, very exciting. Absolutely loads to talk about. I'm going to bring Louis on now if Louis is available. I'm going to jump him onto the stream. Louis, how you doing, my friend? You good?
Yeah, good. How about you?
I'm good, mate. New season, same old City brilliance. It feels good to be back, doesn't it?
Apart from last year, we got beat 1-0 by Spurs.
Yeah, we did.
Well,
We did. But it's a hell of a better start than last season, I guess.
Spurs 1-0 at home, at their ground, obviously.
Yeah.
It's always typical. Yeah.
So what did you make of today's performance?
I got goosebumps saying to say this. And I think it might be on your I know you don't do for your 5 points, but I said it after Haaland's second goal. Kings will be kings.
Yeah, they will, man. They absolutely will. And that's what he is, isn't he? He is a king.
like after that second goal, I was just like, how can we not be any better than we are? We've put a glitz in the sim. The Matrix is done. We've done. Having Haaland, that ball from De Bruyne, I was just literally thinking the whole time, when will De Bruyne have see someone running behind and he whips a ball in behind, and the rest their opposition team is just from the front to the back are oh fuck.
It's so hard to defend against that, isn't it? Because the pace he's got and the ability he's got to pick out that pass, it's just, I don't think West Ham did loads wrong. That's the crazy thing about it. It's just fantastic football, fantastic pace, fantastic finishing, fantastic passing. We get one of those chances a game usually, and we usually miss it. But now I don't think we're going to waste them. That's just.
It was so the Centurion season. De Bruyne put a pass in for Sane. It was both games. The first one was against Burnley, and he whips it. I don't know if it was Tarkowski or Ben Mee, but he whips it. Tarkowski tries to get his foot on it. I think it was Tarkowski anyway. Whips it, and Sane, literally, he was just he saw it, it's just oh my god, and he just puts it in the opposite corner. And he did the same thing for him against that famous
Stoke,
assist.
the Stoke
Against, yeah. That's literally, it just totally reminded me of that. And Haaland,
he's been waiting for that, hasn't he, KDB? He's been waiting for those runners.
Gary Neville said it on commentary, and it's it gave me goosebumps because that was the whole reason I got into football is because of Thierry Henry. I loved him as a kid.
Yeah, he's immense. He's one of my favourite players too.
The way he I was exactly like him as a kid, playing as a striker, just literally dribbling in and out. And it was just he just said he opens his body off and just whips it round. I was just literally the opening. I can't remember what episode it was with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and it's just Jake Paul's chills, little chills.
No, you're actually right, man. It's just, I think it's the confirmation of what we knew. That's what makes it so exciting for me. To me, as a tweet, it's about the relief. I obviously knew it was good, but you just want to, you know, but you don't 1,000,000,000% know until you see it happen. And we saw it today. We saw exactly what we've been waiting for. We've seen someone going behind and score the kind of goals that Sergio ate up for fun. To me, this is what makes it exciting for me. It's genuinely, it's just a confirmation. And we're only getting started as well, so that is what gives you goosebumps. It's oh my god, he's this good already. Imagine him in a few months when he's clicked with the rest of his teammates. It's just clinical. I feel we're going to see it. He might even score at a better rate than Sergio. I think he will do actually. I think I've got my impression that he's going to score more than Sergio, which is per season, which is just it's just frightening, absolutely frightening. Was anyone else for you today stood out, mate?
Actually, you said it earlier on the match, the match with Jack Grealish.
I thought Grealish was good, man.
I actually tweeted it out. I was just going, I would not be surprised if Jack Grealish gets a hat trick or two this season, and people still moan about him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. People have made the mind up, haven't they already?
It might be slight bias for me because I'm a Jack, I love Jack Grealish, and I was critical of him in the Community Shield last week, but he Shufal, literally he did not know what to do. That first tackle he put on him, he should be on the yellow.
Absolutely, that was a bad challenge. I mean, that changes how Grealish runs it as well, doesn't it?
After that, it was just he was just I don't know what to do with Grealish, and it's just the second time he went up against him, he was just he tried to go for the ball, and then Jack Grealish just pushed him away, and it's just I'm going. See you later.
It's that's ridiculous, isn't it? I thought Grealish was good. I thought his link-up play was good. I thought he was his movement, when to run at people and when to keep it. He created chances. He was aggressive when he needed to be. I thought it was a good performance, man. But I don't really think anyone played badly today. I think some people maybe a little bit more alert than others, but overall, it was just a really composed performance, wasn't it? That's what I wanted to see today. I wanted to see City looking confident. I know that sounds really obvious, but you just need to see it early on, as in everything that you've done in the training ground clicks. I need to see that, and we saw that, didn't we? We saw a comfortable Manchester City.
Yeah, it was just people were panicking about Ake and Diaz at the back. I was just Pep has his reasons, and that
they're both quality.
That first corner in, that summed it up perfectly.
Exactly.
I don't know if they put a I don't know if he put a replay. Like, Diaz obviously hit Edison. I hope he's okay, by the way, because I don't want him being injured for a long time. But I don't think he will be because he carried on playing.
He's fine,
but
man. He's fine. Don't worry. Just a knock on his face.
It was either Ake or Rodri for me who hit the rod. Like when Bowen took his shot from that corner, like they got the block. Like it was either Rodri or Ake for me who got that blocking that first moment, and I was just like, if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for the team in Italy who got relegated at the end, I'm glad that we have the whatever his name is who did the set pieces last season.
I'm not sure what you're on about. Sorry. Was
Like,
it like
Enzo? I can't remember his name.
Oh no, I don't know his name. I'm sorry, but I mean, like,
he did set pieces. He did set pieces for us to score the most goals from set pieces last season.
Oh yeah, no, Maresca. Sorry, Maresca. I blanked out then, man. Yeah, no, he Enzo Maresca, where we had the best defensive record from goals. We scored in terms of conceding set pieces and also scoring goals. Enzo Maresca.
We scored the most goals from set pieces, which became crucial for us at the end of the season.
Exactly, and that's like, you look at us defending him today, and we were so on it, weren't we? Like, to be honest, like Ake and Diaz, they're both quality defenders. I mean, those two are probably least competent passers, but they're still fucking quality. Like it's just like they're not Laporte and Stones on the ball, but they're still absolutely brilliant. They're very physical as well. So in a game like today, when you've got Antonio trying to run off you, it's their bread and butter, isn't it? Really, they love those kind of games that are battle ones. And like, look, to be honest, we're very lucky to have those four as defenders. They are excellent.
We're lucky to have the players that we have, because if we get a left back, I don't know, it's going to be frightening, because
I think we will personally.
Left back,
not based on anything other than just a guess, but like I think we will. I think we know what we need, and I think we'll find someone. You know, I don't know if it's a Sousa guy or whatever, but we'll get someone in. I think we need someone. I do think we need the numbers in the squad, and I wouldn't mind Sergio Gomez coming in as well. You know, just as someone else to be around the squad, because I think the numbers would be good. Because looking at that bench today, I love seeing the academy lads on the bench, but it's very slight for this stage of the season already. I'm like, you know, it's a big game with injuries coming up. I'm like,
Rico Lewis was the one for me, whereas I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah,
like they're definitely looking at him as the right back option in the next 2 years, and it's just having a left back now.
He's quality, but he is there, for being honest, because no one else is available. So that's the thing. Like, so like we haven't got.
You've said it before, and it's he brings the players in for a reason. He doesn't do them through like.
Sure, you're right. Yeah. He trusts him, doesn't he, by the looks of it? Yeah.
It's next 2 years. I'm hoping he's in the match day squad, and he's up there with Cancelo, Walker at right back, and then
he's really talented. I wouldn't be surprised. He's only 17 as well, so this is a hell of an experience from being around the first team today. He's seen true brilliance there, you know. Like Cancelo today, there's a masterclass of like versatility, you know. Like, but he was playing as a defensive midfielder, then attacking midfielder, then a left back, and Walker doing the same as a DM, then a right back, and whatever. It was just like Rico Lewis and Wilson Esbrand today. They watched that, they would learn so much, which they obviously did, and like. Look, it was genuinely a footballing masterclass in terms of tactically from City. Like, people only pay attention to chances created, but tactically today, City were spot on, man. They shut everything down. It was well impressive.
I remember the days of Pep at Bayern. I know, old boy here.
Yeah.
I remember Pep doing that. It was, I can't remember who was at the back. I think it was Boateng and whoever's beside him, and then it was
Lahm did it, yeah.
And like Lahm, Alaba, and Kimmich. I think it was Kimmich, but I think he was at right back. It was just like he's saying to Walker, "I feel comfortable with you in midfield rather than in the defense," because it was 3-2-1 or 3-1 at the front. He's so like saying to Walker, "You're comfortable in midfield now." Is like you said before, and it's like I totally agree with you. The way he's come from when he was in 2017
it's just a different player.
But to play field for him, that is saying, like, from Pep Guardiola, that's the highest compliment you can get as a player.
Absolutely. That's the thing, is like he's earned Pep's trust with his technical ability and so on, and like he's rightfully, you know, getting these opportunities on merit, you know, like to play there and whatever. But he's quality, man. He's quality. Louis, like, how are you feeling about the season now? Final question before we pop onto Tenzin. What's your overall season feeling? Go on.
Ooh, that's that's quite a question.
You know,
It's all good. It's all good right now, being like gassed, like, oh, we got Haaland, but there will be like when we get up to play, like against, I can't remember who our first big game is, but I know we got like United,
so
Arsenal,
we've got.
all like
I'm looking at the
October.
fixtures now. We've got. But this month's games aren't too bad. We've got Bournemouth, then Newcastle
Yeah,
away, then the friendly, but then we've got
for
Palace and Forest. There's no real massive games left in this month. And I think we've got
Palace,
Spurs,
Palace,
haven't we? We've got Spurs in the start of September, I think. Have I made that up?
Newcastle's like I felt like apart from Wolves, I wasn't concerned about Villa to my mistake, obviously last
Yeah.
season. It's Newcastle, our team. I don't know if they'll be the same as like because we people might get into this false sense because we beat them 4-0 and 5-0 like away first and then home after the Real Madrid game. I I think Newcastle are going to be a really tough team to beat.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, if it was Forest at the City ground, I would be very worried because they were against. It was Arsenal, Leicester, and Liverpool in the FA Cup last season.
Yeah.
That pitch was rocking. So playing them at home, I think it's at home, is it?
Forest is we're at home, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it'll be hard for them to beat us, even if they give us a good game.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's
Well,
when we play. I don't like it's. I know United. There's a false sense, but I got the feeling Ten Hag will have the tactics to play against the top teams. It'll be against smaller teams for him. I got that feeling. I don't know why. I just got the feeling he'll play Liverpool's, Spurs, and like all the top teams. I don't know why.
Well, we'll see, man. Louis, thank you so much, mate. Thank you so much. I'm going to jump into Tenzin because we've been waiting for a little bit, but you're an absolute legend, man, and I'll catch you very, very soon. See you later, pal. In a bit, have a good evening. See you later, pal. Louis is an absolute top bloke. I'm going to go over to Tenzin now on the Fan View Live and have a chat for him once again. I would quickly like to say, don't forget, that's not the one I was trying to click. Let me jump over here. 1 second. There we go. If you want to win a Calvin Phillips signed shirt, it ends in 24 hours. I think there's only like 40, 50 entries so far, so the odds are really good if you want to win it. It's a football prize. It's like a draw, basically a raffle, essentially. If you want to win a Phillips signed shirt or a Gundo signed frame montage or the away kit, all you got to do is enter right now. 24 hours left on this competition. Click the link in the description below. Go and do it if you want to enter that. And I'll bring Tenzin in if he's there and available. Fingers crossed he can hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. How are you? You good?
Fantastic. Yeah, very good. Kind of expected. And I have a few things that I've kind of written down that I wanted to go through.
You go for it, mate. The stage is yours.
Thanks. Yeah, so one of the things that I find like very interesting about Haaland is that so many of his goals is very similar, and that's what a lot of these like goal scorers do who score a lot of goals. If you look at Messi, he scores very similar goals every game, and that's how you know that he's going to score a lot of goals. So the first one, the penalty, so many teams who sit deep, especially against us, they will line up just outside their D box.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that we cannot play any through balls. The first, it needs to be hard enough to go through the defense, and then the goalkeeper's right there. The goalkeeper's going to pick it up. So, but I've seen Haaland get to that ball so many times. Like you watch all of the Haaland goals, like 100 whatever amount of goals he had. Like there would be at least about like 30 of those goals where he's right on the edge of the box, straight ball through, and then he still gets it on the end. And that he does that all the time, and I think that will be a huge thing because teams are going to sit back. He's not going to have so much space, but he's going to get a lot of those goals.
No, I absolutely agree, man. Absolutely agree. Like, I mean, it's just you can look for patterns of things and try and stop things, but if someone's too good at it, it doesn't matter. It's like why Messi scored so many similar goals and whatever, and like you can be too good, can't you? And like if you have that much pace and physicality in that movement, and once again the quality that we've got, it's frightening, isn't it, for everyone else, Tenzin?
Yep, absolutely. And one of the things that we always doing, I think it's kind of became like a second nature to us, is that we have a build up, but we don't play those longer balls. We don't play those through balls until we get to the final third.
Yeah.
And I think we need to do a little bit more. We need to play a little bit more through balls,
A tiny bit more
kind of from
direct.
the central area. Just when we enter the central area, we need to do a little bit more. De Bruyne does that every now and then, but he would only do it if we were to be on a counter attack, or if we win the ball straight away, and then he gets the ball, and then sometimes he will make that pass. But other than that, like if we are slowly building up, none of our players just play those dangerous through balls, and we need to make more of those balls. And especially like Haaland, needs to stop being friends with Jack Grealish and be friends with De Bruyne instead, because you're gonna get a lot more goals if you're friends with De Bruyne.
Oh, I think he's got to be friends with everyone. He's got a feast, mate. But no, you're right. I think, to be honest, I think City didn't play a lot of those direct kind of through balls a lot, simply because you don't have the runners there. But like now with Haaland there, who's a guy who's just he's probably faster than Aguero was. Genuinely, like that acceleration when he gets going, it's stupid.
Much faster.
He's lightning quick, and I do actually honestly feel like
Aguero is really quick when he's like already made like 3 seconds of running, and then he's really quick.
yeah,
But
yeah,
Haaland's that first 3 steps,
it's
that's
stupid.
that's how he gets it. he just like zooms off, and that second goal, if you look at it, the guy who was kind of next to him, within about 2 seconds, he just gave up.
Oh,
And
he's just left him for dead, absolutely for dead. That's the thing is like
um,
I
mhm.
do I agree. By the way, I think we'll start to learn those runs. And with Kevin De Bruyne, he's playing more as a 10, I would say, than a false 8. I think he's got to get the ball turned around and look for those runs straight away. And obviously they'll get in tune with each other, and he's going to score loads. He's going to score loads of those. And what other points do you have to make, mate?
Yeah, so I think I thought Haaland's touch was not going to be as good. It was better than expected, but it
Hmm.
still needs a lot of improvement.
Yeah, I agree with
Um,
that.
One player that I absolutely love watching, and I was at the Wisconsin, so I get to watch them live for the first time, and
Amazing.
it was Cancelo. Cancelo, I've changed my mind on his shirt number. I didn't like it, but now I'm okay with it because he was playing like Iniesta.
He's,
He
he's,
was literally
he's,
playing like Iniesta.
he's phenomenal.
He
He's
would
phenomenal. I agree, man. He's phenomenal, isn't he?
so many times he would be in very tight situations, and the teams just pass it him. They don't do it for a lot of the other players. They don't do it for Kyle Walker. So many times Walker's in space and they still don't give it him. Like Cancelo, he's got no space, he gives it him, and every now and then he just stands there and it looks to pass, makes a fake and just beats the player. And that's how Iniesta do it all the time,
Yeah.
where he would make simple passes, and every now and then when he wants it, he just goes past the player. It's like he could have done that at any moment, and he just chose to do it at this moment. Cancelo, Cancelo was, I think, one of the biggest. If we didn't had Cancelo there, if we had, let's say, like we had Zinchenko there, I think we would have had a lot more possession, but the possession would have been in our half
I
rather
actually
than
probably agree.
having more chances.
Cancelo's evolution as a footballer, I think it's fascinating. Like, obviously, we know he could play on the left, but look. I went back and did a little research before we signed him. He wasn't playing on the left like this. He just wasn't. He was playing more as a traditional fullback. But what he's doing right now, it's just a complete footballer stuff, isn't it? Like Johan Cruyff would love him, man. It's total football the way Cancelo plays. Like his development as a footballer, it's monstrous. Like he was just a traditional old school overlapping wing back who ran forward and got shots off and created chances. But now his control and his pacing, his pauser, so to speak, it's complete. It's wonderful, and that is a Guardiola once again. Sensing that in his profile and his game and bringing it out of him. And yeah, Cancelo is just like technically. Do you remember the Swindon game last season? Like there was when we played Swindon, I think it was Cancelo for me who looked actually head and shoulders above that level. Like I know they all did, but he was the one where he looked like he was just toying them. He made them look like Sunday League footballers, and like he's just a phenomenal footballer. And I think he'll have another great season again. Anyone else
Yeah,
stood out for you?
Um, uh, yes, Grealish looked good.
Hmm.
His touches were good. He looked so confident. But I feel like whenever he gets it on the kind of the touch line or the side, he kind of doesn't know what to do. Like it still feels like he wants to beat the player, but he doesn't want to lose the ball. I think he needs to make a little bit more, like more decisions and just try to beat the ball. Uh, It he's kind of caught into like this half mind. Like he could do that, or he could come on his right and then try to make a a cross into the box,
Yeah.
and maybe that actually gets the goal. So maybe he just has too many good choices. One thing that I really want to talk about is that we absolutely cannot let Bernardo leave.
I
We
agree.
cannot let
I think
Bernardo
it'd
leave.
be terrible.
If we let Bernardo leave, it would be someone needs to lose their job, because we got 5 players for the front 3 position, and we got 5 players for the midfield 3 position. We cannot go down to 4 players for 3 positions in the midfield. We would only have Gundogan and De Bruyne as our 2 8s. We can't do that.
I am with you, mate.
So
I mean, it's just too late. For me, it's too late. I mean, I understand the policy that we do, letting players go, but right now, I'm sorry, the season started. Like, we're not going to be able to get the player into replacing that we want, I reckon. Like, I just don't think we should be bringing in De Bruyne in right now. I think it's De Bruyne. Losing Bernardo right now. It's just too much, isn't it?
he's better than Frankie de Jong.
Yeah, he is.
There is no amount of money we can get that we can go and buy another player. Like, there's nobody there with his technical ability. It's just impossible to get.
Look, I agree. I
Um,
mean, and if we're trying to replace him, we have to have all some of him, and try and find the right person. But it isn't going to be that now. It's going to be overpriced. It's
like
going to be
an
wrong.
unhappy Bernardo Silva is better than anybody we can buy.
I actually agree. For what
So
it's worth, yeah.
so we should just keep him, and we would have one more year, and then just sell him for, I don't know, maybe 20 million less than what we would get if we sell him right now. So, and yeah, one last thing. Pep's comments about Walker, that's for me, it's just complete BS, because
Why?
Walker against Bowen, like like Walker would beat the shit out of Bowen in his sleep. Walker does not need to play his best game. I mean, remember the games against PSG where he made Kylian Mbappe look slow. He made Neymar play centrally. Neymar just did not go on the left at all because Walker was there. Those were his best games. But I know what Pep
I think,
sometimes do that.
you know what? You know why he's saying it though. I don't think he's saying it because he had these best one-on-one defensive performances. I think he was really impressed how he played in midfield. Essentially, stepped in alongside Rodri. I think he really liked him tactically. If you know what I mean. So I think he was. Sometimes we forget like Pep views a performance in a different way than we do. Like he'll view how brave they are and how they apply what he's told them to in training, and how how willing they are to take responsibility and all that kind of stuff. It's really strange because like he'll view it in a managerial way as opposed to like we're looking at the overall performance. And I agree, he's probably had better, more standout performances. Oh, he definitely has in Champions League. But I think Guardiola looked at him today doing a new role where he's a lot more inverted than he would usually be, and essentially just being like the rock, the steady, the one there. But I agree. He always loves to exaggerate, but I thought, to be honest, I thought Cancelo, Walker, and Rodri, those 3 essentially played alongside. I thought they were excellent. I thought they were just West Ham barely got. Was a single counter attack from West Ham? A single one? Like not a single one. And like, you think about
And Ake looked really good too.
Yeah,
He looked
exactly.
really
Think
strong.
about
Diaz
last
looked
season.
good. Diaz, like every single time the ball went in the air and Antonio and Diaz were together, Antonio would fall on his ass. Diaz would just absolutely bully him. Just that was crazy.
Oh, it's miles better. Tenzin, thank you so much for jumping on, mate. It's
Thanks
been a
for having
pleasure
me.
to chat to you. I'll catch you very, very soon, my friend. See you later, man. I want to get to a super chat as well. Tenzin's an absolute legend, of course. 1 second, let me just jump over to the super chats. 1 sec. Where are we? Hang on, there's a super chat here from Pete Shepherd who said, sitting on a beach in Long Island, New York, nice mate, said, on vacation, just giddy about the game, KDB will break the assist record and Haaland will score for fun. Pete, I'm jealous, mate. I absolutely, look, I hope you've got a cocktail as well, man, right now, because that's what it sounds like you need. Sat there just chilling, living your best life. But Pete, yeah, ridiculous, man. Like, KDB is going to get a shit ton of assists. Haaland is going to get a shit ton of goals. I think that's my very basic analysis there for you, but I think it's true. Pete, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Have a wonderful time over there. I'm going to bring on Guy now. 1 second, Guy. I'll be in a second. You're on the stream, but let me jump over. There you are. How you doing, Guy? You good, mate?
Yeah, I'm great. How about you?
I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very content. I knew we were going to win today, but you don't always fully know. And I was there like, I'd read too much on the internet, so I got a bit too pessimistic because the internet could told me I should be. But I don't know why I doubted
Yeah,
myself.
you should never read it on the internet. It's funny, every time when the team announcement comes in, like I have, your city Twitter feed,
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh my God, why is he playing Foden
It
there?
drove me
Why is
mad today.
Diaz
Like I'm normally
Where
quite
is
calm.
Bernardo?" And literally, you're the only one that's like, "I quite like this team. It's pretty good."
Because it's a quality team. Like it drove me
It's
back
a
because
great
everyone.
team. I had no
I
problems
think
with
people
it.
just
Yeah.
like to moan. Like, and I get it because I like to moan too. But I looked at, it, I was like, everything made sense. Like, Morris was slow the other day and didn't play well. Foden came on, was excellent. He played him. He's not going to play Stones because Stones isn't playing. I'm just guessing here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Guardiola was a little bit frustrated with the players that couldn't train with him. But Foden did well in training, so he came. And Gundo came on the other day, and Gundo was different. Gundo wasn't there because of jabs. He was there because he only had one, and that was fine. So I always feel like Guardiola's a little bit like, look, the guys are with me, you're gonna play. And I feel like Stones, he said to him, you're gonna have to wait, unfortunately, because Ake and Diaz were great, and that's fine. It made sense to me. I was like, I don't get why people were moaning about the lineup, and I guess today showed that. I think we sometimes, as a fan base, just look for flaws when actually you probably should just look for the strengths instead. It's a really backwards way of looking at it.
I think you should see it as a good sign. It's like, oh shit, Stones was on the bench, Phillips on the bench, Mars was on the bench, obviously Palmer, Alvarez, and we played a really great team.
Yeah.
And we played a really tough game against, first match of the season, West Ham away. It's like you give me a 1-0 on those, on top of the that's such a difficult ground to play. We only got a draw there last season, so we were already better than we were last season
Exactly,
based on
man.
the games played. I thought it was an excellent game. I saw people were like, City weren't at their best today. I thought that was a fantastic performance.
Absolutely agree. Spot on, guy. To be honest, mate, it's the context. It's all about the context. Like, for this stage of the season, it was just so composed. Like, it was like West Ham looked like, I don't know, like we were playing a relegation team. Like, just sat deep, weren't they? That was it.
I'll tell you what it is. It's because, like, the previous iteration of this City team used to score goals in a very methodical way, where it's like, the other team sort of drops deep and you have to somehow unlock them. People need to realize we are going to start scoring goals differently, and the second Holland goal is going to appear a lot more. It's going to take a long time for the players to get used to it.
Yeah.
You saw that there was a lot of I saw a lot of more crosses from our players that were frankly really terrible. In the first half, Grealish and even De Bruyne and Foden. Oh, actually, Foden had a really good cross. But they're going to work on that more. Last season, you didn't have the player to be on the end of those. This season it's gonna happen. I think a lot more. I was really impressed with the performance, especially for the first game of the season.
Exactly, the commitment and the composure. It was massive step up from the Liverpool game, but once again, it felt it was obviously going to happen. And we look at the fixtures now, so I'm just looking at my calendar. We've got Bournemouth next weekend. I mean, it's hard not to feel really positive about Bournemouth now, isn't it? And then
they're above us in the table because it's alphabetical.
Where are they now? They're above us in the table, yeah, because they won, didn't they? So it's a top
well, they
of the
won
table
2-0
clash.
as well. And it's alphabetical. They are being we're out.
Yeah,
so.
well, it's top of the table clash against Bournemouth. But you've got to feel confident now, haven't you, going into that home game? Like they'll be dreading it, Bournemouth, and that's one thing we haven't had. Like that, as a striker, there's a real fear factor there, isn't there? Like
I think there's always a feel factor versus City. I think
other
teams.
But
other teams are always shitting their pants against us. But with Erling Haaland is maybe a fear factor that's more, one striker driven that we didn't have since Aguero.
How did you sum up Haaland's overall performance today? Like, how did it feel for you?
Well, I thought his overall performance was great when you consider what he has to do, which is not necessarily be part of the build-up, although when he was part of the build-up, he did his job perfectly fine. And I maintain that he's going to continue getting better at that.
Yes, I agree.
But people are like, oh, he didn't get as many touches. It actually is literally irrelevant, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sergio
you get 2 touches and you score them.
He didn't get loads either, Sergio. You know what I mean? He just scored goals, didn't he? So
yeah, and he improved in that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Took him a while. I was surprised that Pep made 5 substitutions.
Yeah,
I was mentally prepared for a 2 substitutions game, And I genuinely thought we would not see Pep make 5 substitutions this season at all. Because I think he has something like irrational, like
at all.
superstitious about it. Yeah, like he has something superstitious where it's like, nah, this team is winning. I cannot make changes.
I was quite,
But,
I was quite happy about that. You know, bringing on Palmer and everyone, not just the two, bringing on the rest of them. And like, I feel like, to be honest, it's going to be really crucial that I reckon this season, isn't it? It's going to be, given the shape of the season, which is so weird and so fragmented and so disjointed. Like, I think we're going to have to do that an awful lot. And I guess at this stage as well, we've got to build up the fitness, haven't we? All these players.
Which is why it's like kind of surprising to me that we let McAtee go on loan.
I agree.
Because I really think, like, with 5 substitutions, who was left on the bench after those 5 substitutions?
Wilson, Stones,
Wilson, Esbrand, and Lewis, right? So it's like
he's absolutely getting game time if he's here, isn't he? Because like the squad is thin right now. Obviously, the port will come back, and I do think we'll sign.
Yeah.
I do think we'll sign another senior fullback, but I mean, someone's going to be unavailable every week because this is how football works. So there's always going to be that slot on the bench, and it's going to be his. He would have been in McAtee's, which is a bit of a shame.
I guess it'll be the lapse if he stays, right?
I think
unless he goes on loan.
I think he'll go.
Yeah, I was surprised he wasn't on the bench today because he wasn't in the EDS game as well.
I think he just went for maybe he's off somewhere. Maybe he's off in his future somewhere. I have no idea, to be honest, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was. But I do think we're looking at him just basically going alone and then
if he goes to the championship, they're gonna terrorize that league.
Get him at Vinny's Burnley because they play football now, don't they? And it's local, you know.
They need a striker too, I think.
Yeah, he'd be really good there. He'd score an absolute shit ton for them, and like I don't like. He seems so perfect. Like even the Burnley fans would like him because he's physical. He's a brute, you know. Like, it's just I don't know why they haven't done it yet already. It's the most obvious thing in the world, but apparently Stoke were linked to him, weren't they? I saw that, and obviously his dad's.
Only teams like want, I don't know. Yeah, I guess he's going to Stoke, right? That's what the last. I think teams in the Prem want like not to like maybe buy him with a buyback, which I don't think is something that we were really interested in. I mean, I like the buyback system. I thought Lavia was fantastic.
Oh, he was great, wasn't he?
I think
he's going to watch the Kompany. He looked amazing. He looked absolutely amazing.
He was incredible, and I'm so impressed that he like at his age he's actually starting for Southampton. Like that's such a huge achievement.
He's a quality footballer. Some players as well actually get better when they play professional football. Like they rise to the challenge, and he could be one of those like where he looked good for the EDS, but it's only so much you can learn. Like playing first team football might be the spark that he needs as well to his game to go up another level, which I think he could do. Fingers crossed he does.
Yeah, when you consider like the players that the caliber of players that are around him that he can learn from. Romeo is a fantastic player. Ward-Prowse is a really good player. I think he's gonna learn a lot there. And
yeah, of course.
I don't know. Maybe we'll sign him back one day.
Guy, on that note,
with Rodri's performance, not necessarily.
Oh yeah, well, maybe not. Maybe not. Who knows? Like maybe I don't. He needs about 3 seasons, I reckon. I'll see how it goes and hope. I don't even know because Phillips is going to be here. Phillips might be a right back at that point. Who fucking knows? You never know. It could be anything. Like with this Manchester City side, Rodri could be the best centre back in world football. You know, or he could be who knows? It could be absolutely anything. But we'll see. But we'll keep an eye on him because I'm looking forward to watching all these players, see how they get on because it'll be. It'll be fun on it. But mate, I'm going to end it there because I've realised I'm knackered. I'm absolutely tired. And it's been a pleasure chatting to you, Guy. Thank you very much, mate, for coming on. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to end this video with Guy on the screen as well at the same time. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like if you want to, and subscribe to the channel and all that kind of stuff. And let me know just how good in the comments Erling Haaland is and how many goals he's going to score. All the usual stuff. Hit the notification bell, blah, blah, blah. For now, though, have a wonderful evening. I'm going to get some dinner because I'm starving. In a bit, up the Blues. We're absolutely amazing.